UFC Saudi Arabia, the very first female UFC fight ever in Saudi Arabia. We have Jasmine Jasudavicius. What's up, Jazz?
How are you?
I'm so good. How are you doing?
I'm well, thank you.
It's been a while since we got to actually chat. It's been a minute. How are things? How are you?
It's been so long. I was looking forward to this. Same old, just training hard and trying to stay active, and.
Are you back home in Canada now?
Yeah, I'm back home. I got back 2 days ago.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, you've been all over. You've kind of been bouncing around. You did this camp in Thailand, correct?
Yeah. So I left Canada December 5th. And first I went over to Jakarta. I had a teammate. She was fighting in this that Gamma tournament, and she did awesome. It was like super cool for me to see like the other side. I was like my first time like really cornering. I mean, I've kind of like stood in the corner while the real coaches actually cornered. But this was my first time like actually cornering, and it was really cool to see what it's like on the other side. Like, Danielle she's so good, so she was very easy to corner, but I can empathize with people that aren't like easy fighters. Like she's already down, she has the weight cut good, she trains hard, like it's easy with her. But yeah, it was cool seeing it from the other side.
Got some newfound respect for your coaches.
Yeah, definitely.
What was it? What were the nerves like? Like, did you get as nervous for her as you do for your own fights?
I definitely got way more nervous than I thought that I would. I was like, oh, I'm on the other side. Like, I think I would prefer the competition side because you can kind of control them, whereas the nerves on the other side, it's like I'm nervous for them, and like they're the one in there doing everything, so it's different.
And you can't do anything to help either. Like, you can just say things.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, Grant absolutely despises cornering me, and I make him do it anyway. But he hates it. He's like, I have to pretend I'm not nervous. I'm like, I'm not going to throw up, but I definitely feel that way, So it's got to be different. Is coaching something you would want to do in the future?
Probably not. Like, I mean, I love helping my teammates out and like being there on fight trips and everything with like that regard. I'm a big fan of that. So I would want to go as like the team mom or something, and like, oh, here, let me help you with rehydrating.
I got snacks.
Like, yeah. Like, I would love that, but actual coaching, no, I don't. There's too much pressure.
Yeah. No, I like a guy like Mike Brown. Like, it just blows my mind. Like, watching him travel so much, be in so many guys' corners. Pahumpa is the same. Like, that's so much stress. I get nervous just watching my friends fight from the comfort of my couch.
Exactly.
Yeah, 100%. We have a fantastic question in the comments, which actually pertains to a question I wanted to ask you. So I'm going to pull two things up on the screen real quick. We have Jake Nichols asking, Rose next for Jasmine, or is she looking higher? And I thought it was perfect timing because you were just on the Ariel Helwani show and talked about a few different matchups that you might like. So I want to pull this up here. You brought up Erin Blanchfield. You fought her teammate Fatima Klein. You'd like to fight Alexa Grasso. You'd like to fight Macy Barber. Three vastly different styles of fighter here. Is Rose in that mix as well? Or is there somebody you feel like you match up the best against out of those people?
I mean, yeah, Rose is definitely in that mix as well. Like, I don't really care who it is. Like, just like the highest number that I can get. Like, I want to fight for the title. I know like my skills and abilities, and I just want like the opportunity to be able to kind of do it and make those steps to be able to get the belt. So, I mean, I don't really like care who it is. I just want to keep on that path.
Yeah, no, 100%. And I think that the flyweight division is getting very interesting. Like you have people like you on these big win streaks, girls like Natalia Silva. Do you think it's likely that your paths will cross before you hit like one of these other young prospects that's on like just a tear? Do you find it likely your paths will cross before like a number one contendership type fight, or you think you'll likely miss each other until you reach that point?
I think we'll probably miss each other until we reach it. Like it wouldn't really make sense for them to book that fight. I mean,
Right.
how cool would it be for us to fight for the title? Like, she when she came in, she debuted against me. And so it's like I had no information on her for 3 years leading up to that fight. And like, I didn't know anything about her going in there with the wrong game plan. And like, she's obviously talented. She's on a tear right now. So it would be cool to be able to fight against her for the belt.
So that's one you definitely want to get back, but you feel like it'll happen later on.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, and a lot of people are bringing up Rose, and I really do agree. I think that's a great matchup. What is she ranked now? I gotta pull up my.
I'm not sure. I think it'd be a good matchup though. Like she's obviously talented. She's got a name in the sport. So, whatever opportunities come, I'm willing to jump on them.
Let's see. She is number 6. So yeah, that's I think she's a little bit lower than obviously Alexa Grasso, Aaron, and Macy are 1, 3, and 4.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, definitely still working your way up for sure. Absolutely. But yeah, I do have a question we got to bring up because we talked about it with Terrence McKinney earlier on the show today, and he brought up your opponent, Mayra Buena Silva. Obviously, a former teammate of mine, and you guys got to train together when you're here at American Top Team. Lovely, lovely girl, very talented fighter. But apparently, she also brought up to him the paint fumes that were in their locker rooms. Was that something you experienced, or did you hear about any of that going on?
Yeah, no, it was crazy. They must have I think they just built the rooms like 2 days prior to the slap fight one. So I felt so bad I heard about afterwards, like, on the night, obviously the paint fumes were bad, but I just like kept on like telling myself, like, if it's bad for me, it's bad for her. Like, all of us are dealing with this. What are we going to do? It's not like we can go outside and practice. Like, it's just some type of adversity that we have to deal with. There's going to be adversity, and yeah, it sucked, but I was
every
like,
fighter had to deal with it. It was because we heard some fighters bring it up kind of like it was, this was my locker room, but all of the locker rooms had this problem.
Yeah, well, I mean, from what I've heard, because everyone has been saying about it, I feel actually worse for the guys that did the slap fighting beforehand, the day before, because there was the one guy got a concussion and he's sitting in the room trying to like recover, talking to the doctor again, I guess, and like just getting all woozy and worse because you already feel like shit because of it, like you already have that nauseous feeling, and then having those paint fumes on top, like there's always could be worse,
Yes.
So I empathize with everyone.
Yeah, no, 100%. Your thoughts now that we're talking about slap fighting, like it's very bizarre to me, to be honest. Definitely not something I would ever do. What are your thoughts on it? We've seen a UFC veteran move over there with Paige Van Zant. She told me she absolutely loves it. Is that something you would ever do?
So initially I was on the same page. I was like, this is kind of stupid. Like, I feel like it's really kind of like downplaying the sport and everything. But then when I was there, I was staying in the same hotel as a bunch of them. And like getting to talk to them and know them, like they all have different stories. Like there's one guy, he broke his back, and he was an MMA fighter, broke his back, so he wasn't able to train and fight like how he could have before. And so he's like, this, I know it's like silly, but this is like how I can still like get the hype, like that feeling that we all chase doing what we do. He's still able to get it because of this. And like, another guy, he didn't find great success in MMA, and then through this he's able to travel the world and like still have like the hype and the sponsorships and provide for his family because of this platform. So like, yeah, I did initially think it was silly, but you know, everyone has a different path, and it's a good opportunity for some people. Would I do it? I don't think so, but I mean, you know, if Paige wants to do a slap off, like, I can't say I would 100% say no. So, you know, we'll see.
I mean, yeah, I honestly, like, I'll be honest, I think I'm too scared to do it. Like, I don't, the nice thing about MMA is at least I'm trying to not let you hit me. Like, I probably will get hit, but at least I'm trying my best not to. I don't know if I could just stand there and take it. But
I know that exactly. That's what I'm thinking too. Like to just be like, okay, here, go for it. Like, you know, like
no, I don't. Yeah, I don't know about that. Sean Sterling's one of our more regular watchers. He said he's become a big fan. You watch it for free. Maybe I'll have to try it out. I'll be honest, I haven't watched a single event. I told myself, I was like, I feel like I watched Paige's match, but I didn't watch a full event. And I told myself, I mean, if I feel like if I watch my one match, I've seen the whole thing. Like, they stand in front of each other and they slap each other. Like, but maybe I'll have to dig into it a little bit more. It's I understand that, like, need to compete. And I think that's something that a lot of fighters do struggle with, like with retirement. And a lot of them go the coaching route. You said that's not something you're interested in. What do you feel like life looks like for you after fighting to be able to scratch that competitive itch or give you that purpose that we all need, you know?
Yeah, I could see myself. I could doing like cut man stuff or like wrapping hands. I would be down for like that, and I would like actually enjoy it, and I would be able to put my heart into it because like if say someone gets cut here and it's because of me that's getting the swelling down and the blood out of their eye that this fight doesn't get stopped, like that would be very meaningful. So I could see that, but or just like helping my team out, going on fight trips and like helping them fill out the medical forms, helping them get medicals done. Like, you know how fighters kind of suck at that kind of stuff. So I can help with that. Like
Fight mom. Jazz is going to be fight mom.
yeah, like I would love that.
I love it. Yeah. I actually have never heard the answer of like cut man. Like, or even like judging, like that's something we just rarely hear from other fighters, but I think it'd be really cool to see more former fighters get involved with the commission. I think that helps make the sport better, you know?
Yeah, I agree. Like being able to know what was good and sucky, you know, going through with the commission and all that kind of stuff, and having fighters actually be there, I think would be huge for the sport.
Yeah, no, I love it. I know Chris Lieben hasn't been doing quite so hot judging lately, but I feel like we probably could have picked somebody else. But I think we need more fighters. We need more fighters to judge fights. I think that that would solve a lot of the judging problems that we have.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, 100%. Well, I'm super happy to get to catch up with you. What was it like the last time you were at ATT? How long ago was that? Gosh.
I think it was like almost 3 years ago now.
I got here about 3 years ago. So it probably was
maybe less than 2 years, maybe. Yeah.
I feel like it was right when I first got here, I think, that you came, because did you do one camp here or two?
I did one, and then I was going to do another one, but it was like part of when the COVID thing was all going on. I got like a ticket before, and I had to come back to deal with that ticket, or else I was gonna get charged like $40,000 in criminal charges, and like it was like crazy.
For what?
Yeah. It was like Canada was really bad with like which test you needed to come back, and like one time I came back and I had the 24-hour test instead of the 3-day test, And then I went to the border. I was like, he's like, oh, go back and get another test. And I'm just like, I'll take the charge and I'll just fight it. And I kind of just like didn't really think of it because I was traveling all day and all that. So I was just like, I thought it would be like whatever, $150 fine and then it would be fine. But no, it was like criminal charges and all, like it was a nightmare
40
over this stupid thing. But
$40,000 because you had the wrong test?
yeah.
What?
Yeah. It was silly, but I got it all squared away. I think it was only like $1,000 at the end of it, but still frustrating.
No, that's nuts. If you want to talk on this, you can. I'm very like curious about like the current political climate in Canada. Tell us about that if you can or want to.
I mean, I feel like I wasn't really like paying attention to it because I was gone for the last 2 months, but like, the government that we have really kind of put our country into the ground, and like there was like a lot of changes that happened. Canada used to be such like an amazing country and the people were awesome, and like I feel like it had really changed after the whole COVID thing. Then it really changed. People are a lot more negative and like very almost like condescending. Like they're like I went to the Apple store and I'm just trying to have a regular conversation about these headphones that I had, like these shitty headphones that come with your phone, like not even good ones. And the guy's like, I really would help. I'm like, dude, don't talk to me like that. Like, I can tell by your voice you're just being condescending. Like, just send me to someone else. But
you can't help me, don't help me. Sean says, is Canada going to become the 51st state?
I wouldn't be surprised. And I don't know, like maybe it would be a good thing. I don't know. I have no idea what's kind of going on with this country right now.
Do you have plans to keep traveling then? Like, would you rather keep doing your camps elsewhere? Are you going to come back to Florida, maybe go back to Thailand?
So I asked about coming back to Florida and they said, like, you're either kind of with us or not. And they wouldn't let me do like a half and half thing. So I was like, oh, this is kind of like tying my hands because my coaches have been with me since day one, and so it's like challenging to just be like, oh, okay, see you, coaches. You know what I mean? Like I can't do that. And so I mean, I don't know about Florida. I would obviously love to go back. I loved all the people there. I loved the coaches. I loved all the everything about it was awesome. I do love that martial arts has like given me the opportunity to travel all over the world and like train with people from everywhere on this planet. And I'm like very thankful for that opportunity to see everyone and meet everyone. And it's like, it's cool that martial arts brings people together.
Yeah, no, I love it. Well, I hopefully you can work that out and eventually come back here, because obviously we'd love to have you back in the room. All the girls would. But one last question for you before I let you go. I know we went a little bit longer, so stop me.
No, I got time.
But we had a really great question about the future of the flyweight division. Weili Zhang obviously had an incredible performance as an underdog. How often do we get Weili Zhang as an underdog? Crazy. Incredible performance over Tatiana Suarez over last weekend. Did you get to watch the fight?
Yeah, she looked amazing.
Yeah, and just the completeness of her game. I think it's really, I'm very intrigued to see if this happens, but she mentioned wanting to go up to flyweight to fight Valentina. Do you feel like, the question was, is Weili Zhang that great a fighter to jump up and get a straight title shot? And what are your thoughts on that? And would you like to see her at flyweight?
Yeah, I would love to see her fight Valentina. I mean, I think they're both obviously super talented. I was able to, like, Weili was in Thailand while I was there, so I was able to like watch her camp and like see what she does. Like, is so inspiring for me to just like kind of observe from the outside. And I think she would do great at 25 if she is like wanting to do that. I mean, I feel like she would be able to fight Valentina. Look how good she looked against Tatiana. So like, why not shake things up? Like, I think she's earned everything that she's getting.
Do you think she's, just out of curiosity, do you think she's big enough to beat Valentina? Obviously, she's very complete, but there's a pretty big size difference there.
Yeah, I mean, she's definitely on the smaller side, but she's strong. So
Right?
yeah, yeah, she's very, very physically strong. So, I mean, I think she would be able to beat a 25er. I mean, she could like she could put on some size. Like look at Mayra, for example. She came down to 25 from 35, and like I think it's not that crazy that people can move around weight classes. So it's I'm just here to watch, I guess.
Just here to be a fan, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah, no, thank you so much for your time today. It was super good to catch up with you. Hopefully we'll get you back down here to Florida sometime soon, or maybe you'll just become a US citizen when we take over Canada. Sean said
Yeah.
I feel like Canada would be like 10 more states because it's so big. So we'll just absorb Canada and we'll all be Americans. Anybody you want to shout out? Anything else you want to let the people know before you hop off?
Just like thank you for doing this with me. It's great chatting, and I just want to say again, like thanks to Mayra for getting in there and like being able to be the first UFC females to fight in Saudi Arabia. It was like such an honor to share the octagon with like someone that I like respect and care about so much. And so I just want to like wish her the best and like love her, respect her, and thank you so much for having me. And tell all the girls that I say hi, please.
I definitely will. It was super, super great getting to talk to you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Jasmine Jasudavicius, everybody. Super love having her on. We've been trying to make this interview happen, guys, for so long. She was in opposite time zones and it just didn't happen, but we finally got her on the show. So